6 at noon.
Now at noon, e-bikes are increasingly popular among students, but some are concerned for their safety. How the community plans to take action. Plus, it's a showdown between Governor Ron DeSantis and leaders in Orange County. But first, we have breaking news out of Seminole County. Eastbound I-4 lanes are shut down right before the Sanford exit. We can see smoke off the side of the road, but can't tell much beyond that. You can see emergency vehicles on the side of the road as well. We will keep an eye on this and let you know as soon as we know more. Back to the state versus county debacle. The governor and CFO came to Orange County yesterday, accusing county employees of not being fully transparent when it comes to millions in spending. But now the mayor is firing back. News 6's Mark Lehman is getting his reaction to the claims.
Jerry Demings appearing at an event here in Pine Hills where he stressed Orange County is fully cooperating with the state's audit. He also questioned the motives of Florida's CFO, who says he has reason to believe documents are being hidden.
You're simply trying to taint the outcome in the public opinion.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings is denying the claims that his employees are not fully cooperating with the financial audit by Florida's DOJ team.
There's not been any direction from myself or any senior leadership to our employees to hide information or any of that.
The comments coming less than a day after Florida's governor and CFO announced subpoenas are being issued. That's in response to their suspicion that county employees may have been told to hide documents related to 5 diversity, equity, and inclusion grants.
When we started questioning, what we got were some shady answers, some incomplete answers, and what the governor had alluded to, some people were just basically reading off of a script.
Demings saying there's no evidence of the allegations.
There's something else driving this, and this is all being driven by political motives.
Orange is the first county to be subpoenaed by the DOJ team after it began looking into excessive spending by local governments. As that continues, Demings says so will the cooperation.
What I will say to all of you is stand by. That will become clearer to you why these attacks are occurring on good, hardworking people here within Orange County.
Demings did not specifically say if Orange County will be investigating the state's claims. Angolia, meanwhile, says digital forensics investigators may be brought in as the subpoena process is happening. In Orange County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Mark, thank you. And let's take a live look outside from our camera in Daytona Beach. It is a beautiful day, and it's another warm day in Central Florida, and people continue to go for a dip to cool off. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos to see what we're in store for. Hi, Candace.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lewis. Really, at the end of the day, temperatures are perfect for all those beachgoers who are enjoying the day out there, but we are starting to see just a little bit of rain developing right along 95. So let's look at those temperatures out the door. You can see as you're running those errands, it is a warm one. We're nearing 90 degrees from Orlando all the way south, down even as far south as Key West, all thanks to a cold front that has now retreated back up to the north, and that's starting to bring in all the heat and humidity along with it. A little closer home, we're hitting 90 already in the Villages, 87 in Leesburg, 88 degrees in Melbourne, and 87 currently in Ocala. Now, the radar sweeps are going around, really not picking up much, but if you zoom in really closely right here into Volusia County, Port Orange through Edgewater, New Smyrna Beach, this zone right here, we're starting to see the development of that sea breeze that will gradually start pushing inland over the next few hours. So for all those beachgoers, they have the right idea. This is going to be the setup again tomorrow if you want to maybe take an early start to the long holiday weekend. Still looking at a high risk of rip currents up and down all of our Atlantic beaches. Rain chances for today, they are on the rise, and they will continue to increase for the weekend. As you can see, rain chances today up to about a 60 to 70%. That collision will happen across our inland zones, with rain then drifting back to the coast into the evening hours. But notice, here comes that big tropical surge of moisture. We'll be talking more about what's bringing in and how the weekend is looking to shape up coming up in just a few minutes. Lewis.
All right, Candace, thank you. New at noon, a Deltona City Commissioner is resigning, saying he's no longer eligible to serve. Nick Lully, the District 6 Commissioner, announced his resignation in an email early yesterday. He cited city charter rules but didn't give details, adding, "I look forward to connecting once I have a moment to catch my breath." Lully was elected in November of 2024. The commission must appoint a replacement within 30 days, and the seat will be on the 2026 ballot. The next meeting is set for September 3rd. Also new at noon, the crosswalk outside the Pulse nightclub has been hosed off again. We got new video sent to us this morning. 1 week ago, we were the first to show FDOT crews on city surveillance painting over the crosswalk. It's important to note this crosswalk is not on the state's list of 18 street art locations marked for removal. In the meantime, the city of Orlando is warning about lane closures as enhanced crosswalks and intersection features are being removed. This is due to FDOT's order to remove enhanced crosswalks. 14 intersections are affected in the downtown area. Work started yesterday and will last several days. Delays are expected and detours will be in place from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. You can find all 14 intersections where crosswalks are ordered to be removed. Just head to clickorlando.com and you will find it on the home page. The man who killed 3 people decades ago in Orange County is just hours away from being put to death for the crime. The U.S. Supreme Court rejected an appeal from Curtis Wyndham, clearing the way for his execution tonight. Wyndham was convicted of killing the 3 victims in 1992 in Orange County, including his girlfriend and her mother. His attorneys argued he had ineffective legal representation, but state and federal courts denied his claims. Wyndham will be the 11th person executed in Florida this year. We spoke with his daughter after her last visit seeing her father.
He was very strong, in my opinion. He was in good spirits. We laughed, we talked. It was a good visit, and my emotions were everywhere, up, down, everywhere. But leaving the visit, I left the visit okay.
Wyndham's case is the latest in a record number of executions since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. Governor DeSantis has already signed a warrant for this year's 12th execution next month. We'll have more on this story coming up this afternoon on News 6.
I'm News 6's Angie Casada. It's now been 19 years since 2-year-old Trenton Duckett disappeared from his mother's apartment in Leesburg. His family gathers every year on the anniversary, holding on to hope and calling for answers. Thursday night's gathering brought his father and the community together again. Family and friends gathered outside Leesburg City Hall to remember Duckett. His father, Joshua Duckett, stood alongside loved ones, some wearing shirts with Trenton's age-progressed photo. Duckett told the crowd it's still hard, especially on birthdays and anniversaries, but he remains hopeful that one day he'll get answers about his son. Trenton was reported missing in August 2006. Police found a bedroom window open with the screen cut. His mother, Melinda Duckett, told investigators she put him to bed, but when she checked on him later, he was gone. Less than 2 weeks after his disappearance, Melissa took her own life. She had been named the only suspect, but detectives say the case remains open. Leesburg police say they're still hoping for new information in this case and believe someone out there knows what happened to Trenton. I'm Angie Casada, News 6.
The FBI is investigating the deadly shooting at Annunciation Church in Minneapolis as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. 2 children were killed and more than a dozen others were hurt. CBS News' Nydia Cavazos has the latest from Minneapolis.
Mourners set up tributes this morning to the young victims of Wednesday's deadly shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis.
Where's the shooter? Where's the shooter? No one knows.
Terrifying footage provided to CBS News by a parent shows panicked children running out of the chapel moments after a shooter opened fire during morning mass. 2 children, just 8 and 10 years old, were killed.
This is an unspeakable tragedy. Thoughts and prayers, they're certainly welcome, but they're not enough. These kids were literally in church praying.
5th grader Weston Halsney says he ran and hid under a pew after he heard the gunshots.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit. And I hope he's good in the hospital.
The shooting happened on the student's 3rd day of the school year. Police say the shooter, 23-year-old Robin Westman, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. According to police, Westman had been a student at the school, and the shooter's mother had also worked there in the past. Investigators say they are now looking into a video it appears that Weston made.
We're also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. That content has since been taken down.
Investigators say the video contains weapon inscriptions with hateful, disturbing messages targeting blacks, Jews, Hispanics, and President Trump. The investigation is also digging into writings from what seems like the shooter's journal, including sketches of a church and rows of pews. The FBI says the case is being investigated as domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. Nidia Cavazos, CBS News, Minneapolis.
E-bikes and electric scooters are a convenient way for students to get to class, but safety is a concern for some. Coming up, how a community member is advocating for a safety program to be required for students. Here's a live look out in Seminole County again. The eastbound I-4 lanes are shut down right before the Sanford exit. You can see emergency vehicles on the side of the road. We will keep an eye on this and let you know as soon as we know more. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be back in just a moment.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery.
With school back in session, you've probably seen some of these on the way to school. E-bikes and e-scooters are becoming an increasingly popular option for kids to get to class. But while they can be a convenient way to travel, some worry about the safety of students riding them and the people around them. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez shows us what one person once done about it.
Just 2 weeks ago, a 14-year-old in Volusia County was hit by a car while on his e-bike. That's just one of the reasons one Orange County woman is pushing for increased safety education for children who use them to get to and from school.
I was just flabbergasted at how often I was almost struck by e-bikes.
The more Linda Sibley ran during the early morning hours, the more she noticed kids on electric vehicles, often speeding, without helmets, or texting while driving.
These kids are flying, and they're not even slowing down. They're not even looking to see if vehicles coming their way or whatever because they're on the phone.
That's why she started this petition to create an electric vehicle safety course for Orange County students. She's now asking the county board to make it a requirement.
We need to have one of the commissioners step up and sponsor it, get staff involved and do an ordinance.
Sybil feels Orange County can follow the lead of other states like California that already have a course in place to reduce accidents and fatalities.
They're so fast that not only should the child know all the laws, all the safety regulations, but the parents should have to know them as well.
So it's all about being proactive and keeping everybody that's on the bike trails and sidewalks safe.
I believe over time, as the parents are trained in this, that they will be training the younger siblings and their extended family about, you know what, I took this course and did you know? And share that information.
Sibley would want there to be some kind of proof to show that the children and their parents passed this course, like a sticker or an ID that they can put on their electric vehicles. She feels this would help enforce the mandate and also identify children in case of an accident. Reporting in Orange County, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Stephanie, thank you. And taking a live look at our camera in Daytona Beach, you can see a lot of people in the water, and the water looks pretty busy there, so we hope people are safe in the water. Let's check in with meteorologist Candace Campos. Hi, Candace.
Yeah, good afternoon, Louis. I mean, they're flying the red flag there. It is certainly going to be another couple of days where we are going to continue to see a higher risk of rip currents. So if you are one of the many who will be enjoying the beaches for the Labor Day weekend, just do be aware, always swim by a staffed lifeguard tower there. News 6 weather app is going to be ideal, especially this holiday weekend, because we are going to be dodging a lot more rain than usual. I don't see it being a washout of a weekend, but we are going to see rain a bit more widespread than just the typical afternoon sea breeze, right? So let's look at the radar. As of right now, most of us are dry. We're picking up just a little bit of rain right along Volusia County at this point, but nothing too drastic. Now, temperatures, they're starting to warm up pretty quickly as we have that humidity, makes it feel a little warmer. It's been holding on to that heat, and that's why temperatures are already in those upper 80s, closing in on 90 at the Cape and Cocoa Beach. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Thursday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
So your highs today up to 93 degrees, and our rain chances do surge up to about 60%. Just to put into perspective, yesterday it was a 30. So we're certainly starting to see a lot more of that moisture kind of creeping back into the forecast. So let's show you what that 60% chance of rain looks like. I stopped the clock around 3. This is kind of that dismissal time. Maybe folks are getting out of work a little early, have maybe a longer holiday weekend. We're going to be dodging some heavy rain right along the coast and along I-4. And then that chance for rain starts to turn a little further inland as the sea breezes come together. So carpool, dismissal time, after school activities, certainly will have some rain to have to dodge. And then as we head into Friday, we might actually have a little bit of a drier afternoon with the rain coming in a little later into the evening. So we might have some Friday night storms. So Friday night football games, things like that might be impacted before we'll really start to kind of ramp up those rain chances for the weekend. So you can see here mid-level moisture map. So there's that cold front that came south yesterday, went up north today, and that's really going to keep us unsettled throughout Thursday and Friday. Then as we head into the weekend, here comes that next approaching cold front. It's not bringing us any cooler weather. It's going to stay just to our north. And with the development of some of these lows around the area, it will help to kind of fuel more instability. So when we do get some rain, that rain will be coming down heavier and faster. Look how much rain we could pick up between now and the end of the holiday weekend. Widespread, could see up to about 2 to 3 inches of rain. Again, favoring more the afternoon and evening hours. So as you make your Labor Day plans, I wouldn't say cancel your outdoor plans, so just be a little extra weather aware. The News 6 weather app is a great tool. It alerts you before the rain and the lightning get to you. Because look at this, you can see we'll have a lot more cloud cover in place, so a little bit of a gloomier Labor Day on tap, which will at least keep temperatures in the upper 80s. But Labor Day officially kickstarts the month of September, which also happens to be the busiest month of the hurricane season. And as of right now, we are finished with Fernand, and now we are keeping our eyes on another tropical wave that will be eventually rolling off the coast of Africa. We still have plenty of time to watch it, nothing to be too concerned about as we watch it with a 20% chance chance of development. But as you get results here, their full 7-day forecast. When it comes to percentages, though, rain is up there throughout the weekend. Lewis.
Candace, thank you. Well, if you're a Ford driver, listen up. Ford is recalling over 300,000 trucks. After the break, we'll tell you which models are affected and what prompted the recall. Plus, Amazon faces a lawsuit over buying movies and shows. The claim, you don't really own what you purchase. Here's a live look out in Seminole County. We apologize for the confusion, but it is the westbound lanes of I-4 that are shut down right before the Sanford exit. We will keep an eye on this and update you when we know more. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Some Ford owners will need to make a trip to the dealer. The automaker is recalling over 355,000 pickup trucks due to a technical glitch. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the instrument panel display can go blank, hiding important info like speed and warning lights. 9 Ford models and years are affected, including the 2025 Ford F-150 and Ford F-250 SDs from model years 2025 and 2026. Owners can get a fix at the dealer or through an over-the-air software update. Those movies and TV shows you've purchased on Amazon don't actually belong to you. Now Amazon faces a lawsuit over it. A class action was filed last week in Washington federal court, accusing Amazon of a bait and switch. The plaintiff says she bought episodes of a Nickelodeon TV series in May, only to find them unavailable later. That's due to fine print that states the buyer has agreed to Amazon's terms. The lawsuit seeks damages, including for alleged intentionally malicious conduct. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And here's a live look out in Seminole County. We want to remind you before we go that the westbound lanes of I-4 are shut down right before the Sanford exit. We will keep you updated on what happens later this afternoon and on clickorlando.com. And we've got another warm day in Central Florida.
Another toasty one, but it looks like Labor Day will be a few degrees cooler, not because of a cold front coming through. Unfortunately, it's rain-cooled air, added cloud cover. It's not a washout, but just do be aware that we will be kind of dancing in the rain a little bit this Labor Day.
Good to know. And switch over now to the News 6 Plus streaming app or clickorlando.com to watch News 6 Extra. Have a great day, everybody.